Want to unlock your business's true potential in Minnesota? Well, registering a DBA is this simple yet absolutely crucial move that could completely transform your brand. Seriously, it's the secret sauce for going from a beginner to a savvy business owner who's ready to expand, legally and confidently.
Today in this explainer, we're going to walk you through the essential step-by-step guidance you need to actually make this happen. We'll break down the whole shebang from the exact cost to the specific legal requirements right here in Minnesota. Okay, let's dive right in. What exactly is a DBA? So it stands for doing business as, though in Minnesota, the state officially calls it an assumed name. Basically, under Minnesota Statute 333.01, if you're conducting business under any name other than your true full legal name or the exact registered name of your LLC or corporation, you've got to register it. Why? Well, the primary legal purpose here is actually consumer protection. The state wants total transparency, so the public always knows exactly who they're doing business with and where the owners can be found. Makes sense, right?
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover the power of a DBA, preparation in the name search, the filing and publication steps, your benefits and legal obligations, and finally, how to avoid common DBA pitfalls.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the power of a DBA.
Think about a clunky legal name like, say, Doggy Daycare Inc. It's super formal and has that mandatory corporate indicator slapped on the end. But a clean, consumer-facing brand name? That's just Doggy Daycare. Existing corporations and LLCs use DBAs all the time to drop those formal indicators from their marketing. It just creates a much friendlier, more approachable brand presence in the market.
But hey, it's not just for dropping those corporate letters. Imagine a sole proprietor named Jane Smith, who's a graphic designer. By filing a DBA, she can scale up and market herself as Designs by Jane. Or think about an established LLC, like LA First Auto Repair. If they decide to expand into detailing, they don't necessarily need the headache of forming a whole new LLC. They can just register a DBA for LA First Auto Detailing. It keeps those business activities distinct while operating under the same umbrella. Talk about incredible flexibility for market expansion.
Moving right along, Section 2, preparation and name search.
So the very first thing you need to do is make sure your chosen DBA name actually stands out. You'll want to head over to the Minnesota Secretary of State's business search portal online and run a quick search. You definitely want a distinctive name. But here is a fascinating quirk about Minnesota. The state uniquely does not grant exclusive rights to assumed names. Yep, you heard that right. Registering a DBA doesn't legally prevent someone else from using it, and technically you could register an assumed name that someone else already has. But honestly, for the sake of your own brand identity, you absolutely want to hunt down something unique. Now for the nuts and bolts. Section 3, filing and publication steps.
Registering your DBA in Minnesota boils down to a super straightforward 3-step process. Step 1, as we just covered, is searching for name availability. Step 2 is officially filing your certificate of assumed name with the state. And Step 3, which is a really unique absolute requirement in Minnesota, is publishing a notice of your new DBA in a qualified legal newspaper.
Now, what's really interesting here is that how you choose to handle Step 2 comes with different price tags. If you want the speed and convenience of filing online through the state portal, or if you just walk it in person, the state filing fee is $50. But if you're looking to save a little cash and you don't mind a slower processing time, you can download the form and mail it in for just $30.
Okay, so once the state accepts your filing, you've got to immediately jump to Step 3, which is publication. Minnesota law strictly requires you to publish your certificate of assumed name in a qualified legal newspaper. This notice has to run for 2 consecutive weeks. Plus, the newspaper must be located in the exact same county as your business's principal office. This is absolutely critical, folks. If you skip publishing this notice and fail to get an affidavit of publication from the newspaper, your DBA registration literally isn't legally valid, so don't skip it.
Moving on to Section 4, benefits and legal obligations.
Having a legal DBA unlocks a ton of operational flexibility and amazing marketing opportunities. Most importantly, it lets you take that DBA registration right to the bank to open dedicated business bank accounts. That means you can finally accept checks made out to Designs by Jane instead of your personal name. It establishes instant credibility with your customers and gives you the green light to legally market your business on your website, social media, storefront signs, you name it, all under your shiny new brand identity. But, of course, with great benefits comes some legal obligations. In Minnesota, your DBA registration is only valid for 1 year at a time. You're legally required to stay compliant by renewing it annually with the Secretary of State.
But get this, here's a surprisingly awesome fact. As long as you file that renewal paperwork on time before it expires, the state does not charge a filing fee. Yep, it is completely free to renew. How often do you see that?
Finally, let's look at Section 5, avoiding common DBA pitfalls.
This brings us to a really critical question, and honestly, one of the most common and downright dangerous misunderstandings that beginner entrepreneurs face. Does a DBA protect your personal assets?
Let's be crystal clear here. No, it absolutely does not. A DBA is essentially just a legal nickname. It offers zero liability protection for your personal assets. If you're a sole proprietor operating under a DBA, and the business gets sued, your personal bank accounts and your property are still totally at risk. A DBA just doesn't provide that legal liability shield you'd get from forming an LLC or a corporation. Also, like we mentioned earlier, it doesn't give you exclusive trade name rights. And one more thing, if your business details change, like your address or ownership, you've got to file formal amendments and republish them in the newspaper all over again.
Here's another hurdle we see viewers ask about all the time. What if my DBA application is denied? Or what if the exact name I want is already registered to someone else?
Well, like we highlighted earlier, Minnesota assumed names aren't exclusive. So if you are absolutely dead set on a name another business is using, technically, you can still register it. Though, again, standing out is always better for your brand. Now, if your application gets denied just because of a typo or an error on the form, fixing it is a breeze. You just file an amendment to correct the details. Just keep in mind, filing an amendment triggers that newspaper publication requirement again, so you'll have to rerun the notice.
Before we wrap up, please note this important disclaimer. This explainer is for informational and educational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Every business situation is completely unique. For personalized guidance regarding your specific business circumstances and liability protection, always consult with a licensed attorney or a local business consultant in Minnesota.
And that brings us to the end. So think about it. Will a DBA be the simple tool that launches your next brand empire? Or just an expensive nickname if you forget about liability protection? It really all comes down to how you use it. Are you planning to drop a clunky corporate indicator or maybe scale up a side hustle? Let us know what your DBA registration experience has been like. Drop your plans and your questions in the comments below, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.